Okay, is this on? Yes, I think we are. We are live on Linux. Salut everyone! In this video, I'm gonna share with you my old setup and we're gonna have a little tour of the studio together. So this is my first attempt to share with you my own like hardware and setup behind the scene. So, sit down, get some popcorn, and get ready to see how you could run a YouTube channel, a Twitch channel for the last 3 years, only running Linux. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Okay. So before we get ready into it, I don't want this video to be like, hey, this is my big setup, blah, 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 I'm showing off. You have to understand that I started to stream professionally in 2017, 2018. It became my main gig. And since then, I've been creating content. I didn't start with all this hardware. I want you to take that in consideration. I started with really small. I would say like hardware, and then with time I did upgrade everything. So this screen here was one of my upgrade. I really hope you like the cable management here going there, but this is the screen directly connected to my streaming PC here, and this is one of my biggest update I made when I was a Twitch streamer about this beast. It was a 8700K Intel with 16 gigabyte of RAM. Yeah, Intel Arc running there, a capture card Avermedia there that actually does not work on Linux. But I kept it here because I was too lazy just to remove it. And here it's a 10 gigabyte NIC card in this NZXT case. And as you notice, like I had to remove the glass here because the glass, when I started to take small angle and like some nice like recording of the hardware, I noticed that the glass was just like reflecting the image and I couldn't see what was inside the PC. So this is it. Here for the specific model for the CPU cooler, it's a Noctua NF-A12. I have to say, like, this thing is awesome. And it's really cooling the machine when it's idling. So right now I'm recording and you see like the CPU temperature is at what, like 29, 31. So it's, there is some hiccup, but I would say like between 30 and 40 degrees Celsius, which is just awesome. As you can see, doesn't make any sound. Super happy about this setup. But as you understand, like this is an old PC. I kind of like reuse as a streaming PC for creating content. So this PC here, as you can see here, is connected to my camera via a capture card. Hello. This is a special effect? Yeah, I know, I'm so good. So this PC is running CachyOS. So I just wanted to show you some stuff there. I didn't peel that off. I just noticed that. Well, anyways, I'm recording right now in 4K, okay? And I'm encoding in HEVC at, as you can see here, around like 200 megabytes per second. So the quality is actually insane, okay? I've only have like 72 frame drop, and those one I'm pretty sure is because I pressed the button over there, but normally like I have 0 frame drop. The average time to render the frame is actually really low, and we are in 60 FPS. So this is 4K 60 8-bit arriving through my A7 III camera through a capture card here, which is an Avermedia connected via USB-C here. The image, because this is a limitation, we're going to talk about it after. The image itself is 30 FPS when it comes out from my camera over there, like just over there. Okay, I don't know if you see it, but this is the camera over there. And there, I record at 60 FPS to have a really like smooth gameplay when I switch the source. The second source of data here come from this capture card here. It's a AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra 2.1. So this one is very smooth. It does work also via USB-C port. And let me change the source real quick like that. I'm going to show you live how it look. So if I go on main, this one here, boom, it changed. So this is a capture card of my main screen on my PC. And as you can see, everything is solid. You have the sound bar here. I'm gonna go deeper into that. But the idea is like my streaming setup is actually solid. Like it doesn't move. I can change the scene with my Stream Deck, and everything is done on Linux only. So yeah, this is my nice background. As you can see, I'm using CachyOS. And as we speak, this is a CachyOS with a 6.12 kernel running the Intel Arc A380. I made this little script just to show you how long I've been running CachyOS just to produce content. And I've been running it for 294 days, 1 hour and 45 minutes. So I didn't have to reinstall anything. I've been just running it from day one with this distro, and I didn't have, like, it never crashed. Everything was well. I never had any issue to go live or record my content. Everything was pretty perfect, I have to say. Hey, I had to pause the video real quick. Air Max from the future here. I was editing the video, and then I noticed, I'm like, whoa, maybe I was not really clear on this one. I did reboot the PC, okay, guys? Like, this PC has been rebooted multiple times. I'm just saying, like, to be super clear, that I did install CachyOS almost like 1 year ago, like 10 months ago, to be clear. 294 days, okay? This is not an uptime. Just to be super clear, I just trying to mention there that the distro and Linux in general is so solid that I didn't have to reinstall anything. It just works. Okay, back to the video. And I had some limitation. We'll talk about it after. But the idea here is that I have a setup in which I can just like push 4K 30 from my camera here with this capture card, and here I can push 1440p 120 FPS or 140 FPS if I want. So this card on paper can do way more, but the issue is that there is some type of limitation on the USB port on Linux in general, actually, and I can't run it to the Mac. So I don't know if it's related to the firmware from AverMedia that kind of like lock me in, or sometimes of issue related to the way Linux manage those USB ports. So if I install Windows on this machine, I will be able to use this card at the full potential, but I don't really need the full potential because, yeah, I'm recording at 60 FPS anyway, so meh. Another point I want to make real quick before we move to the other PC is like I'm using the Intel Arc to do all my encoding in HEVC and also AV1 for my YouTube live channel. So this little card is actually insane. So to give you an idea, I made some tests. I could encode 1080p 60 FPS, and I could encode, like the maximum I could encode for this type of input in AV1. I was able to transcode, this is really like the correct term, at around like 480 FPS. So what it means I could encode around, I would say like 8 different streams at 60 FPS input at the same time. This is what it means. So this card for encoding is a beast. And it's definitively on the cheap side. Right now, they even have models which are like smaller than this one. I bought this one day one. But now I think they have the model like A310, which doesn't have this PCI Express port there, and which is way slimmer. So if you are just doing transcoding, I will go directly to A310 and enjoy the life. Like, this thing has been great. So also, like, disclaimer, when it was released, I couldn't use it at all on Linux. But now all the driver side for encoding have been set up, and it has been working like a charm. So yeah, this was the streaming PC. Now let's talk about the beast, the one and only. I'm showing off, but there is way much better like PC out there, but I really love this machine. So this is my main gaming rig right now. So this is an Asus ROG Dark Hero with a 5950X, 32 gigabytes of RAM, OC'd out of your mind. I put all of the hardware there and the motherboard and the 4090 also, like I almost forget this one. So this is a 4090 RTX Asus stuff. I think this is the one. And this one has been like really nice. You can see there is a little bit of dust. I should have prepared that a little bit better, but you know it. I put some nice Noctua fan inside. I think they are called AF12. Those are the black version, and it's all the same. They are really silent. This is an Arctic cooler. I think it's called liquid freezer. I don't know, it's the Arctic one. It's really cheap. It's on the cheap side, and it does an incredible job. What I like about this one is like you don't need any software to control it. I plugged it directly on my motherboard. It has been doing a great job. And also, oh yeah, I need to show you that, guys. If you want to control all your fam with only one pin, I already advise you to get this little piece of hardware called Case Fan Hub. About two of them, about one for this one and one for this one. And literally with one hub on your motherboard, you will be able to control everything. And this is what I've been doing here. So this is definitively pretty neat. Down there, you have a 10 gigabyte NIC card, which is the same as this one. I've been super happy about them. It's an Asus one. And at this point, you're going to be like, hey, Air Max, are you an Asus fanboy? Maybe I am, but I have to say, like, so far, I've not been really disappointed in their product. So I'm just realizing now that most of my hardware is Asus. But anyways, like that's what I've been using, and I've no complaint about it at all. Super happy about everything with them. When it comes to the case itself, it's a Lion-Lee O11. So I also remove the screen here. As you can see, this is the screen because it's reflecting like too much. And yeah, so everything run on Linux. As you can see, I'm gonna show it to you like my screen there. So there is like 3 screens. Before we jump to the screen, I'm gonna show you like this is running like CachyOS. By the way, as you can see here, the nice fast fetch. But this is my main like rig. You have like 3 screens. They are all the same. And what they are already, they are like Asus screen, and the reference are XJ27AQM. They are not OLED screen, but they are like IPS screen with a really high refresh rate. So those baby are running at 270 Hz. And yeah, they are working pretty well on Linux with the NVIDIA card, no issue at all. And this screen here, I'm gonna show you behind there, is also plugged to the capture card here. And this is how I duplicate my main screen and push it to the PC stream. No problem at all. It's not even the same like refresh rate, and it doesn't have like any issue doing that. So I feel like I forget the principle here. If you want to create content on Linux using DaVinci Resolve, I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, it doesn't work and whatever. Well, let me tell you, it works very well. I have no issue doing whatever I want. So this is my latest like small edits there. Everything is working perfectly. I have the sound. Everything is like really smooth, as you can see. But like this is just working. So, you know, when it comes to content creation, I think we arrive at a point that, you know, it's not an issue at all to create content on Linux. And I totally forget to show you that, guys. But like, yes, DaVinci Resolve, everything else, every other type of software, no problem. It's running like a charm. When you come to the sound, so the sound is going to be really important. I want to focus on that because sound is the first thing that the viewer are going to listen. And here, it's a big investment I made, like I think like 5 or 6 years ago. This is a XR18 Behringer mixer. And this beast is an equalizer, it's a mixer. Like, he has like so many things that you could do through it. Like I don't even know how to explain that. Like I could make a series of 10 videos on it, but it's rackable. Like this is a professional hardware, okay, like type of hardware. And here, this is the input of my mic. So the mic, I own a Shure SM7B, as you can see, which is plugged in this mixer with a special like items there. I don't even remember the name all the time, but you need that to amplify the source of the Shure 7B and then push it inside the mixer. This mixer is connected via USB here, and it has up to 18 channels. Like this thing is a beast. And this was kind of a pain to configure with Linux, but the good news is that when it's set up, you have a config file and you can transfer it to any PC running Linux with Pipewire. It's gonna work as nothing has never been changed. Like there is no settings to do within the PC. Everything is set up within the mixer. So you just have to have like the right configuration on Linux to make sure like all the channels are aligned, but then everything works. And that's what I like about this piece of hardware, is that when you have the configuration from this mixer, I could take it, use it on another mixer, no problem. It's transferable. And this is also totally like operating system agnostic. When it's set up within the mixer, you can do whatever you want, connect it to whatever you want, it's gonna work. And this is awesome for me. So this mixer is connected to this capture card because of some of the limitation of OBS. Maybe I'm gonna talk about it or not, I don't know, we'll see at the end of the video. And it's also connected to this, so sorry for the cable management there, but this is connected to this over like a little, like, it's not really a mixer, it's more like a line in. It's called Behringer UMC 404HG. And this is kind of like an external sound card. But what I've done is like I've pushed some of the sound output directly into the input of this one. And this one is connected through USB to my streaming PC out there. And the beauty of doing that is that if you plug directly like this mixer within the sound card of this PC, you're gonna have some type of sound. And by moving the sound to analog and then transferring it to digital, it removes all the background noise. And yeah, it's definitely worth it. So here it's the same concept as this one, except there is only like 4 channels, but it's plenty enough depending on what you do. On this one, there is 18. I think it's a little bit overkill, but I'm thinking in the future, I'm gonna plug a lot of other stuff, but it's definitively overkill. This one will be more appropriate and it doesn't cost that much. So yes, so this is for the sound. So like that, you have an idea. Now for the camera. So the camera, you don't need that either, but I'm gonna share it with you. This is the A7 III from Sony. I bought it also like 5 or 6 years ago. And then I made an upgrade for the lens. So this lens is actually insane. It's a Grand GM Master or whatever, like Sony lens. And it's a 2.8 aperture with a 16 to 35 millimeters. This thing is a beast. I love it. I love the image it gives from me. I would say right now, if I had to upgrade, I will definitely upgrade the A7 III because I'm limited to 8-bit with this specific one. And now everything is 10-bit. But yeah, it's not on my list right now. But yeah, this is what I use for the camera. I have also this other camera I started with, the Logitech HD 1080p, which work on Linux actually. It's actually a pretty good camera, but I don't have any use for it right now. But you know, maybe one day I'm gonna find something to do with it. But it's a pretty solid camera for the price. So now we covered the streaming PC, the gaming PC, all the sound and video system. I want to talk about some of the trick I use during the stream. So this is just genius. I need to show it to you guys. I'm going to put a link in the description below. So this is a SSD, and this little cable here transfer from serial ATA to USB 3. And this is awesome because in all my tests, all my review and stuff, when I want to mount game, I just have to plug this in the back of my PC, and boom, I have all my Steam game ready to go because of this system. It doesn't need extra cable or anything. It's just plug and play. This is awesome. So if you are moving different operating system, you are doing a lot of in and out, and you don't want to, touch your PC because it's set up really nicely, like mine, well, just buy one of those. They are really awesome. So I did also install like Linux system and also Windows system on an external hard drive like that. It works very well. Another thing I want to share with you is my network systems here. So here I did recable like the whole house with 10 gigabyte. And maybe it's gonna be a video, like another video where I'm gonna make a tour of my home lab. But if you look at this, I found this little switch. It's actually a smart switch, manageable switch. It works very good. So, and it's really cheap. So the brand is Sodola. There is 4 2.5 gigabyte link here. And here you have 2 10 gigabyte SFP plus. So I don't have SFP plus right now. But if you have SFP plus, this will be like really like one of the best item you could get for really cheap. So I won't get too detailed, but like before I was able to put directly like 10 gigabytes there and there because I had a big cable running through the house, getting pulled there. But I had to remove it because the wife was not super happy. So about this thing, to have everything connected at the same time. And at the beginning, I wanted to get like a 10 gigabyte like router, but those are so expensive. So this cable here arrived actually in 10 gigabyte, but it's limited by the switch itself. So it's just 2.5 gigabytes there, but it's plenty enough for what I'm doing. And you will see in 2025 when I redo a whole tour of my next, I would say like setup. I will have everything in 10 gigabyte for sure. But before I move to the other subject, because I just remember I forget, I paid this beast for like $60. So for 60 euro, you will have manageable switch. Like it's totally manageable. It's a beast. Let me know if you want to do more on this one, because I've been planning to do more hardware review, and I have to say like this one is actually a really, really good deal. But like for $60, you have 4 2.5 gigabyte port there, manageable, and 2 10 gigabyte SFP plus port, which is, in my opinion, a steal. So another thing I want to show you right now is that I just broke my previous one, and I need to install this one. It's a foot pedal from IKEA, and maybe I should make some type of review about it. Maybe I won't, maybe I will, but this is the best open source foot pedal you can ever find. You can reprogram everything, all the shortcuts on Windows, Linux, and it costs like again like $40 compared to other brands that overcharging like $200. This one is a steal. I've been using my previous one for 6 or 7 years, and I broke, I think, this pedal here, like the left one, and so I had this one as a backup, but I just didn't reinstall it yet. So anyways, I wanted to show you that because this is really awesome. Yeah, and also like for the AMD lovers there, I'm showing you my box. 4090, 3090, Strix here, and 1080 Ti. Man, am I an NVIDIA fanboy? I don't know. Maybe I am. Now I'm gonna show you like my actual like desktop. So my desktop, as you can see, and nice socks too, by the way. What's happening to us? But my desktop is just a $20 top from IKEA, and I put like 5 feet from IKEA. I think those ones are like $5 or $3, and I had to put a fifth one down there because it was so heavy on the back here that it started to bend, like it was bending really hardcore. So I decided to put a feet there. The truth is I need to upgrade, but this is not the priority right now. And here you can see there is a 2x5 piece of wood. I cut it to make sure that this part was solid enough to host not only my mixer, but also like the feet for my screen. Those screens, they are really, really heavy. But also the key light there. So I didn't really talk about those, but those are Elgato key light. And yes, they totally work under Linux. You just have to do the right stuff. So I'm going to show it to you guys. Voilà, I turn them off, turn them on. You can set up whatever you want on Elgato here, but they are connected through Wi-Fi, and you can definitively use them if you can have a home assistant server on your network. And I do have that. Everything is working fine. And yes. Also on the back here, you can see I have a lot of like sound damper. The story is that I was about to buy like, I think like 5 of them. And when I met the guy was like, hey, you know what? I have some more in stock. We are closing the company. For a little extra, I can give you more. And as you can see, so yeah, there is ton there, and there is also ton on the back. So I bought all of them, and I put them in this office, which makes the sound like really clear, because I had a lot of echo in this room before. This is my Stream Deck. It's connected to a special like Docker that manage all the settings here in my OBS. So I can change the scene with my OBS like that, but I also change the different like layout on the go on this specific piece of hardware. And I'm telling you, I've not been disappointed using that on Linux. Again, if you want me to do a full tutorial to set up like a Stream Deck working on Linux, I can show it to you guys. But I have to say, like, the way it works there is that you need a server. So I have a home lab, and within my server, I have a special Docker on which I can connect many Stream Deck from many different machines. And the way it works really is like this one is connected through IP to the server. And the server then sends the data to all the other moving parts there. So it's not directly connected to my streaming PC. It's just connected to the network. And this thing is actually awesome. So it requires, I would say, like some work at the beginning, but because everything is centralized, I could take it and plug it to a Windows PC, Mac OS PC, or whatever, like even a Linux PC, no problem. And it will still be having exactly the same function no matter where I'm at. I just need to be connected to the network. And this is, in my opinion, like really professional, is above the grade of what Elgato provide, but it kind of require you to put, you know, a little bit more effort for the initial like setup. But yes, it's working. This is a Stream Deck XL from Elgato. Now, here is my keyboard, and you know, you have been laughing about me and the fact that I sometimes make some mistake when I'm tapping on it. It's because there is no numbers, there is nothing on it, it's all black. This is a Nova Touch TKL from Coulomb Master. They don't do it anymore. And I really love this one because he has like topre, I don't know how to pronounce that, but he has really like mechanical switch, which are awesome. I really love them. They're called topre. And yeah, sorry if it look like a little bit dusty, but it's black. And yes, I have a cat. Anyways, that's my keyboard. I love it. This is a question also which I've been asked like a lot on stream, is like, what do you have in your ears? Those are in-ears like monitor. This is KZZS10. Okay, those are KZZS10. I got them for a really good price on Amazon. They are solid. I really like encourage you to get some. I might need a better one like soon, but so far they are fine. So this is another thing I want to show you. Like, this is a small keyboard from Logitech. It's wireless, working with Linux. It's a K400 Plus from Logitech. Really happy about it. And this one is connected to my streaming PC over there. It's pretty neat. Last thing I'm going to share with you, I think during this video, is my mouse collection. I told you many times on stream, I have some issue with my mouse connection. And yes, as you can see, I have problem.
12 seconds later, 3 days later.
And voila. I don't really know how to conclude this video, guys. I showed you like the kind of like the backstage of this channel, showing you what was my latest setup in 2024. And sorry, like, you know, I'm not like these guys who are making like a good, like nice, you know, like travel shot of whatever hardware they have, because I think like I have so much to show you. But the main idea of this video is to tell you that if you want to create content on Linux, you can. Okay, you can. Is it harder than Windows? I believe like it requires a little bit more investment at the beginning for you to understand what you can actually do and what you cannot do. Because I have to tell you, like, everything is not perfect. But it's not because it's not perfect that it's worse than Windows. I tend to be more and more pragmatic those days. And I have to say that my experience with Linux when it comes to content creation has been flawless. The way you can manage sound in Linux, the way everything works, no matter what. Like not any like upgrade is gonna break something. Sometimes it happens, but compared to Windows, I would say like it's less tedious to fix. Yeah, like I would say like it's definitively possible, and I wanted to show you the proof, right? Everything is working. So you have been seeing me live twice, sometimes like 3 times a week while running Linux. And yeah, I was there. I didn't, one of those days like cancel the stream because something was broken. It works. So, like sometimes you hear some of those content creators which have actually like a really hard time transferring from Windows to Linux, which is fair because it's hard. But saying it's impossible is not true. Like you just have to put your mind into it and, make sure that you go like deep enough to understand like what can be done on Linux. And I think the amount of research and time you have to put is kind of like what block everybody out there. So again, like my point of this video is not to show off. It's more like, I want you to share with you what could be done. And I think like the mission there is pretty clear. But there is another part of the mission which I believe is not there. And if you want to know more, like if you want to know, for example, like how in my workflow I transfer the video from, OBS to DaVinci Resolve without having any issue with the sound, for example, or if you want to know like what format I use for OBS, like I don't know, like what type of question you have for me to answer. But again, like my workflow is really slim. I don't spend extra time transferring or, doing extra work that I didn't want to do, because at the end of the day, I believe I'm pretty pragmatic. And if it was too much headache versus any other operating system, I will just switch toward it. So yeah, let me know in the comment below what you think. If you want to have more content toward, like, I don't know, the home lab, the hardware I use, like specifically, or my workflow for content creation or anything else. And yeah, I will do my best to make a video about it. But this one was due for a long, long time. So here we are. Guys, thank you very much for watching. This video has been recorded on Linux, edited on Linux, and will be pushed on YouTube and all the other platforms while using Linux, which is just crazy if you ask me, but I've been doing that for 3 years. So yeah, it's working, guys. It's just there. And yeah, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe. If you want to support the channel financially, please do it. And also, if you want to join our Discord, please do. The Discord is growing. It's still in a beta phase right now, but it is going strong. Guys, thanks again for watching, and see you in the next one. Bisous, bisous.